I want to go back to this picture right here, and I'll tell you why. And I should have brought this up earlier, and I learned this a long time ago from my dad. He was the head of the forestry department, and then I actually had to apply this in an argument with a customer one time, and she went in and called the arboretum, which is the scientists that deal with trees. You see how on this tree, the middle of it's gone? Remember I told you if you take a pine tree and you cut this out of here, this tree will never grow any taller? Well, there's a trick to this. And one time I was doing a job for a lady and I busted off the top of her pine. And so she freaked out, and words were exchanged. And I told her, I explained how this works to her. And so she went in and called him. And then she came back and said, okay, I'm sorry, you're right. Here's the trick. And this is going to make a whole lot of sense to you guys that have paid attention. If you have a pine tree and you break off the center, if you take this side and this side and you pull them together, like this, we're just using different colors to give you guys. Okay, this is what the whole rainbow thing is. If you pull these two limbs together, all right, the two laterals are called lateral branches. If you pull them together and you tie them, you'll get a symbol that you'll get two branches that look like this. Amazing, huh? Look like something you might have seen. Yeah. Look, okay, and then the other branches come off here like this. Okay? So what you did is you took these two branches. The other one was right here initially, but it's broke off. If you tie these together, it tricks this tree into putting off a new shoot that will actually start growing. And then the tree will go back to normal. Do you follow me? So if you take what's happening is the arc is being recreated. This is what the somewhere over the rainbow is. If they can connect the left side with the right side, then it'll all be better. But if you don't, this ain't gonna happen. This tree will stay exactly dead. It will never get any bigger. But if you take this side and connect it to this side, it'll trick the tree into believing that it's okay, and it'll put off a new shoot. Otherwise, it won't. And that's a fact, and that's exactly what they're trying to do. They're just doing it in a very highly scientific, spiritual way. I can't believe I let that slip past me. But that's the truth. It'll shoot off a new bud, and that bud will grow into a whole new centerpiece. So that's your arc. Now this technology, the Jews are the ones that stole it. They beat everybody to death that had it. Anybody that understood anybody how this thing works. They murdered them. The American Indians, the Asiatics, the fucking Eskimos, anybody that had any knowledge of how this shit works, they murdered them. Because they don't want anybody else understanding it. That's why the Jews are the raiders of the lost ark. Because it's not a fucking box with the fucking 10 Commandments in it. How fucking stupid is that story? There's people that believe that the ark, not a boat, it's what was fucking God was carried around in the 10 Commandments, and the Jews carried it around in a box with some other trinkets. Grow up.